Hello. Okay, the coronavirus craze is upon us. This past week up in my town, schools have been closed and we currently have active cases here in our town. So we are playing it safe. My family and I are staying somewhat quarantined, at the very least isolating ourselves from others, but we are still getting outside. We took a nice long walk yesterday. We're going to take a hike today. And I just want to touch base with you guys on, keeping you calm and things we can do to best manage this, but also what we need to take seriously. We need to take seriously that this virus is spreading at a very fast rate. And the best way to contain that spreading is to limit our exposure to other people. It is also to cover our nose or our mouth when we cough. It is also to wash our hands, and not just quickly, but for at least 20 seconds, getting some good friction there. Wash those hands. Wipe down any high traffic surfaces like doorknobs, like kitchen counters, like coffee tables, kitchen tables. I'm also wiping down all laptops, all tablets, all phones, anything and everything, remotes, things that we're touching on a regular basis, because there is a lot more TV right now than normal because we are somewhat quarantined. And I want you guys to take that seriously. I was a few weeks ago thinking this was kind of an overreaction and not taking it too seriously. And then now, as it's continuing to spread, I think all of us are getting a little more concerned, maybe a lot more concerned. And so the best thing we can do is limit our exposure to other people, especially like for me, I'm in a town where there's active cases. I could have very well have been exposed. And so I need to limit my exposure to other people for the next 2 to 14 days. That means I can't see patients in the clinic. And that's very concerning, but it is what it is right now, because it's not so much about me getting sick or my family getting sick because we're young and healthy. But what if I got an immunocompromised person sick or an elderly person sick? That would be and could be treacherous. That could be fatal. We need to take on the responsibility to protect others. If my first purpose in my medical profession is to do no harm, then that's what I have to take seriously. And I expect all of you to take that seriously. I'm going to put some links in the notes of this video on what it means to self-isolate, what it means to self-quarantine, what it means to socially distance, and what those look like and how you should be following those rules. Then, of course, the hand washing is really important. Washing down our surfaces is really important. And I have a lot of notes here. So I also went ahead. I've watched and listened to Chris Kresser's podcast on this, all that Aimee Raupp has put on this, CDC and Johns Hopkins website. I'm going to link out to all the resources that I've used to prepare myself so you guys can go and do the same. I went to my trusted sources. I want to share that with you. So what we know, obviously it's a bad flu, but it can take 2 weeks for us to show any symptoms. And we're going to treat it just like we would a flu, right? We're going to rest. We're going to stay hydrated. We're going to manage our stress levels and do things. If we do have an active symptoms of a flu, there are some things that I'll tell you to do. And if you're just trying to keep your immune system strong, there are some different things that you can do. Again, I just want to go over my notes. So stay home if you're sick, separate from your family if someone is sick in the household. Those how-tos are in the links below. Change bedding frequently. Don't share a bed with someone who's been sick. Paper towels to open your doors after you wash your hands. Paper towels, if you are in public, do not use the air dryers, preferably to use a dry paper towel to wash your hands, to dry your hands. Homemade hand sanitizer needs to have alcohol at 60% or greater volume. So meaning 60% volume alcohol. The recipe I made a video for you guys last week. Follow that recipe. You should still be able to find rubbing alcohol. Maybe not on Amazon, but other places on the internet. I have plenty in my house if anybody is local. We stock up because we use it to clean down everything, and Aimee Raupp Beauty facility. That's how we clean, basically, is rubbing alcohol, and have been forever. So trust that your Aimee Raupp Beauty is super clean. Gloves and masks are worn at all times, and hair nets, that's always our protocol. So nothing different there. And what else? Yeah, so hand sanitizer, again, really, friction is really important in getting the viral particles off of you. Don't wipe your hands on your clothes. Again, they're going to carry the virus. If there's particles on there, those particles we know can, the droplets can travel 3 to 6 feet, and they can linger for several hours. So you want to really make sure you're cleaning surfaces, really make sure you're using clean things to wipe your hands off, wipe off your surfaces. Take the isolation seriously. Again, following the CDC, Johns Hopkins websites, that's going to be the most up-to-date information. So the things you guys want to know from me, what can I do naturally to keep myself healthy, to keep my family healthy? Obviously, I'm going to give you some food and herbal recommendations, but other things, keep active. Even if we're stuck inside, move around, keep active, get some exercise if you can. We're going to get out for a hike today. We got out for one yesterday. Sleep enough. I went to bed at 8:30 last night, slept till almost 8 a.m. this morning. Manage your stress. One thing I want you to know, this is a quote from Abraham that came out today in my inbox, was, where is it? Your body knows how to reclaim its balance. In the absence of negative emotion, your body and all of its cells know how to reclaim its balance. Your job is to remain aligned, to remain trusting, to remain solid in knowing that you are exactly where you're supposed to be and you're protected, you're safe. If you are a woman who's trying to conceive or is currently pregnant, there is zero data that shows that you are at any higher risk or a baby is at any higher risk. Everybody is okay. You can still try to conceive during this time. If you get a high fever, that's the one thing that we are concerned about, especially when you're pregnant. If it's over 103, you can take Tylenol. The CDC is even recommending that. But otherwise, there is no data showing that mom or pregnant mom or trying to conceive mom is at higher risk than anyone else, and that mom can't pass this virus to the baby, okay? So we are all safe there. So things to keep us healthy, things we're doing on a regular basis. We're eating garlic every day. I'm making a concoction of garlic, ginger, hot water, lemon, honey, and a little cayenne pepper. Drinking that regularly. Fresh ginger juice is key. Fresh garlic cloves are key. So I said ginger, garlic, elderberry. We're taking elderberry every day. There was some concern about the cytokine response with elderberry. I have not seen anything firm on it, and I'm still giving my family elderberry. I made homemade elderberry syrup yesterday or 2 days ago. Vitamin C rich foods, fermented foods, turmeric. I put turmeric and garlic and ginger into my elderberry syrup. We can share that recipe as well. Vitamin A rich foods like cod liver oil and liver. Vitamin D. Ken and I are taking 10,000 IUs a day. So is my mother. My son is taking about 2,000 IUs a day. Zinc, 30 milligrams a day. If you can't get zinc, I know it's been sold out. Nuts, seeds, meats, eggs, no sugar, dark chocolate works. That has good zinc. Honey, again, I just mentioned honey. Cordyceps. We're also taking something called Host Defense at our house. I'll link to that. Amazing for the immune system. Cordyceps is also amazing for the lung function. We use that a lot in Chinese medicine for respiratory issues, so particularly good for COVID. Propolis spray. We're using the Beekeeper Propolis spray. Probiotics, of course. Astragalus is another great immune boosting herb. And then there are herbal antivirals, which I just did a quick search. Some of them are hard to find right now. As an herbalist, I can get my hands on some of them. So if you are with an active virus and concerned or know that you have coronavirus, private message me and I will help get you some herbs. I might make you do a quick consult with me just to make sure I'm not missing anything, but we can get you some Chinese herbs, okay? That is most of it. So I think in all of this, let's try to keep peace in our heart, do all that we can to protect ourselves, protect our loved ones. Lots of bone broth, lots of water, lots of hand washing, and lots of downtime, which is hard for so many of us, myself included, but we can do it. We can do it. It's worth it. And hopefully this turns out to be not as big of a deal as we are anticipating. But if it does, make sure that we know we are prepared. I'll put a lot of this in the notes below, but just know that I'm here with you. I'm sending you love. You have any questions, any concerns, message me. I'm here to support you.